I don't wanna fucking be here anymore. I'm leaving forever. If you miss me, whatever, I don't care. I'm tired of your face and the way that you hate everything. You make me want to start smoking cigarettes so I die slowly. Anything that's bad for me, you're killing me. You're killing me.
What's up everyone, John from ARTV. We're kicking off year-end season 2017. Today I'm going to be taking a look at not just my top 20, but I had to expand once again to my top 25 worst songs of 2017. The most abominable, the most horrific songs that you can concoct. And this year, it seemed like we just had an invasion of really shitty songs. Ones that just maybe did the same thing over and over again, repetition, generic trap beats, or rapping about the same things over and over and mind-numbingly over again. So I'm coming at you outdoors with another wonderful year-end countdown list. I do hope that you enjoy it. Make sure to leave a like on the video. I've got some skits that I've cooked up for you that I'm going to mix in here along with each pick as we go along. But first, before we do anything else, let's take a look at our dishonorable mentions.
Just stop looking for love. Dirty laundry, he's piling in her room. She's got her secret. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Drink, swalla la la. Pull that they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. No one's ever gonna love you more than God, your mama and me.
Mask on, fuck it, mask on. Percocet, Miley Percocet.
I be riding through the town, my music loud. Windows down, yeah, you can hear me now. Zan's gon' fake, yeah, Zan's gon' betray it.
I want you to love me now.
Popping all these pills, she said she used to it. She wanna go way up.
I keep it sticky, icky like that.
Yeah, those songs were horrible, but they didn't quite deserve to be burned at the stake the way that my other top 25 do. So without further ado, let's get into it. Make sure you check out my merch shop because, shameless plug, I do have new merch available right now, and through the holiday Christmas season, you guys probably have some extra cash to spend, so why not support ARTV and grab yourself some cool merch. Without further ado, here we go. Let's begin the top 25 worst songs of 2017.
It's meant to be, it'll be. It'll be, baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, baby, just let it be.
In what I'm calling the most forced and unfitting collab of the year, Florida-Georgia Line rattle off generic phrases faster than you can cruise down a back road. The country boys seem a little bit lost behind the wheel as the skittering trap percussion begins to aid the song, and then of course BB Rexa comes in, and not saying she's a bad vocalist whatsoever, I actually admire her, but whenever she tries to bridge the gap between country and pop and trap in the most unflattering way possible, you can bet that I am 110% not on board.
I don't really care if you cry. I don't really shouldn't have a lie. Should've saw the way she looked me in my eyes. She said, baby, I am not afraid to die.
Ah, the very first generic trap-leaning song that I have on the list today. Now, I don't think that this is the absolute worst song here on the list, for obvious reasons. It's only clocking in at number 24, but I do have kind of a personal vendetta against this song. It's one of the first that I heard in 2017 that really seemed to start this chain of events where every generic SoundCloud trap rapper was breaking through to the mainstream. Slurred speech, kinda decent, but a bit off-key and weirdly timed singing, and a really weird set of lyrics had me sending this one straight to the graveyard.
Why can't you just fix me? When all I want to feel numb, but the medication's all gone. Why does God hate me?
Good God, I really didn't think Theory of a Dead Man could get much more generic, yet here they are, sounding like the bargain bin section at Walmart. Theory of a Dead Man, oh, I'm sorry, Theory, as they're apparently going by now. I don't think name changes just work like that. You're still credited as Theory of a Dead Man everywhere, but you're suddenly just referring to yourselves as Theory? Okay. They take the genericism and multiply it by about 100 as they sit down and start to sing about prescription drugs, self-medicating, and being bored over this simple looped acoustic guitar. And Theory of a Dead Man's lead singer was bragging about, oh, I learned the piano, I taught myself, and I started writing songs that way. Well, I don't hear anything other on this track than the fact that you're copying just mainstream and trying to make it kind of a rock and edgy type tune. The way that you sing is so monotone. And then the instrumental, it's literally just a programmed loop and an acoustic guitar that's just looped over and over and over again. It's the most asinine, boring rock song that I've heard this entire damn year.
Drop top, smoking on cooking the hot pot, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that, cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. Hey. I don't try nobody, grip the trigger.
This song was a #1 hit in America. #1. Let that sink in, and we let it go there because raindrop, drop top. What does that even mean? It's obvious to me why there's so rarely any longevity or lasting popularity to these songs. People so quickly move on to the next thing because these are the equivalent of what we used to call Vine songs. Bad and Bougie is another sound effect infected trap rap mess. And while Migos did display the fact that they do have some talent as rappers on their album Culture, this isn't exactly the prime rib of that record. Well, this is nice.
I'm wet through all my clothes.
That's a weird thing to say on a first date.
Fully charged. Nipples are hard.
Are you trying to be sexy?
I'm just ready to go.
I'm ready to go. Bye. Last time I used Tinder. Forgive me for saying the term ladywood was so unflattering. This is unflattering. This is a new low. Owning your sexuality is a great thing, but you don't have to be so damn direct about it. There's got to be some other way to phrase it other than disco tits. What am I supposed to do with that? What is anybody supposed to do with that? Are they supposed to somehow feel empowered? I mean, just look to the title, Disco Tits. Get real. Stop trying so hard. In the intro of this track, it sounds like Chewbacca doing a mating call except put into slow-mo. And if that's the high moment, it's all downhill from there.
But I got smarter, I got harder in the nick of time. Honey, I rose up from the dead, I do it all the time. I got a list of names and yours is in red underline.
The train derailed somewhere along the creative process for this one because this song is jumping all over the tracks. Believe it or not, I love the pre-chorus on this track. It's got a killer build to it with those fierce striking pianos as Taylor sings the lines, but I got smarter, I got harder in the nick of time. Other than that, this song completely misses its mark. It has this slow, sultry opening to it that tries to paint her as this badass, which I'm not buying for 2 seconds, and it's just a fail of epic proportion. Taylor Swift rapping and taking jabs at celebrities like Kanye, Kim, Katy, it's one of the weirdest things that I have ever heard in my life. And that weird pitchy synthesizer that aids this song, it's not exactly helping whatsoever. And the chorus, oh, that damn chorus, who in the hell thought, oh, let's sample Right Said Fred. You know that hit song that nobody liked and is considered one of the worst hit songs of all time, I'm Too Sexy? Yeah, let's change the words instead of I'm Too Sexy, sample it and have her say, look what you made me do, over and over and over again. Oh sure, I can say personally as a longtime fan of Taylor Swift, somebody who thought 1989 was her best record, that's exactly what I wanted her to do. You know what? I didn't want her to continue a synth pop sound, I didn't want her to go back to country, I wanted her to sample some Right Said Fred and just roll with that. Maybe do some other songs in the future too and see how those chart.
So neurotic about it, baby, 'cause I know you're reading your phone. I can't help from going crazy, thinking you might not be all alone.
Come on girl, light it up. This is the only thing that gets me off anymore. I'm a 41-year-old man. Come on baby, light it up. Come on girl, I've been waiting on that notification all day. Let's go. Oh my god, she did it, oh god, oh yes, Oh dear lord, Luke Bryan is now 41 years old and he's managing to somehow sing trashier songs now more so than ever. If you hear the title of this song, you'd be inclined to think, okay, maybe this song's about smoking, whether it be weed or cigarettes, maybe they're going to a bonfire, or partying at the very least, but instead, Luke Bryan provides us with none of these things. Instead, he attempts to crossbreed country and this trap-laning production while singing about wanting his phone to light up because he wants a girl to text him. Am I seriously living in a country where people somehow like and relate to this? Luke Bryan is one of those country stars where I feel like every time you listen to his music, you probably lose a few brain cells. I mean, of course, you could argue lighting it up or smoking weed, that kills brain cells, but honestly, I think this is probably more detrimental to your health.
I did hug on flop, 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 when I drop, drop. I did hug on flop, 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 when I drop, drop. I did hug on flop, 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 when I drop.
Wow, another senseless trap rap song about selling drugs, hiding them, and then shooting at the cops? No wonder I so heavily debate on whether I want to bring a child into this world or not. Thanks, Playboy Cardi. Oh wait, how rude of me. I am so sorry. I didn't say what 100 times in the background. Can somebody translate that and send it over to him?
Say she gon' do what or who? Let's find out and see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be. You in the club just to party. I'm there, I get paid a fee.
Cardi B's rapping style reminds me of a roller coaster moving at a snail's pace. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up and around, and then you get back to the beginning, you realize you just went in a circle and went nowhere. The comparisons between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are inevitable, and that's not why I'm criticizing and saying this is a shitty song. It's a shitty song in and of itself. I'm dismissive because this is yet another wannabe anthem that tries so hard to put across the fact that she's a bad bitch and she's out there making money moves. You know, all the stereotypical bullshit. The only difference here is that it's abnormally braggadocious and conceited, and her voice is almost unbearable over these skittering beats. I make money moves. No, it's time to stop.
Noise, I need the buzz of a sub, need the crack of a whip, need some blood in the cup. I need noise, I need the buzz of a sub, need the crack of a whip, need some blood in the cup.
Now, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but damn it to hell, let me stand by it. K-Flay's entire vibe just seems off to me, if that makes sense. Like, she's trying really hard to blend in some way some sort of try-hard, edgy attitude with this modern alternative sound, and the worst part about it for me, it's a fucking snooze fest. The guitar and drum combo sound like they were airlifted straight from the 2012 alternative that made it into the mainstream graveyard, and that is not a compliment. K-Flay's mainly subdued voice here is about as interesting as waking up at 8 a.m., getting ready, having a bowl of cornflakes, and going off to your 9-to-5 job. That is until the final act, wherever things finally start to get engaging. We get a little bit of personality, a little bit of guitar, an extra flair, but then again, it only lasts 25 seconds. 25 seconds. The final act of the song cannot save the entire song.
Proud of you, proud of you. Go ahead, girl, make daddy proud of you. Spending his money. Proud of you, proud of you. Go shorty, make daddy proud of you. Spending his money.
Proud of you.
Not this again.
What? Make daddy proud.
I'm just going to the grocery store.
Whoa, hold on there, hold on. You gotta spend some of daddy's money. How about that?
You've been listening to
Yeah.
Black Bear again.
No. Just spend some of the, come on, girl, make daddy proud. Come on. Spending daddy's money, make it rain, bitch. With all the sexual undertones in this song, things just sound increasingly creepy as it goes on, especially using a term like daddy. Ugh. This man just turned 27 years old, yet it sounds like it was written by a jealous 18-year-old. Jealous of the fact that, yes, his girl is with another man, but also kind of happy in the fact that she's spending his money. The instrumental is actually originally by a SoundCloud artist named Jeremy Zucker. Now, it just sounds like Black Bear fucking a marimba. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That took it too far. Black Bear making love to a marimba. This is a family show, damn it. Imagine this, a world in which an artist actually thinks he's clever because he used the term bud to not just mean buddy old bud like a pal, but also like a bud of marijuana. Ha! Golly gee, that's cute. If only there were gang vocals and a bunch of random electronic noises as the song went on. Oh wait, because I was such a good guy in 2017, my prayers were answered. Thank you, Satan.
You know I love it when the music's loud, but come on, strip that down for me, baby. Now there's a lot of people in the crowd, but only you can dance to me. So put your hands on my body and swing that crown for me.
Liam Payne was always one of the more forgettable members of One Direction to me. Is that why I feel like he's trying so damn hard to be noticed?
John, he's all grown up now. He's moving away from that boy band image.
Then why does he have to keep making a painstakingly cringy reference to the fact that he used to be in 1D? If you have to keep talking about the fact that you're different than you used to be, you're not actually different. Payne plays the character that's all cool, picking up the ladies, getting them to strip down for him, but in reality, he's just attempting to blend in with everybody else in the mainstream. I mean, just look at who he has featured on the song. Quavo handed out unremarkable guest verses like it was Walgreens giving out flu shots this year. Why was he our go-to? Somehow, together, they made something that the teens are eating up because it's Liam from One Direction and they're gonna eat up anything that he puts out there, which only furthers my loss of faith in humanity.
I bought a Rari just so I can go faster. Niggas trying to copy me, they plan catch up. I might pull up in a ghost, no catch.
We're at a stage in our society in the United States where we're at a very, very weird place. Hip-hop is dominating, it's full of cocky, completely full of oneself's lyrics, women are called bitches, they're objectified, yet as a society, we seem to mainly denounce these things. At least a nice majority of us do condemn those things, and yet hip-hop is more popular than ever, and songs like this are a huge smashing success. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to talk about bank account. Yay, more sound effects at the end of every line and more mumble rapping, just what I wanted for Christmas. On opposite day.
I'm never gonna beat this level, boys. I'm so outdated. My mom always makes me wear these lame-ass Christmas sweaters. Stop fucking making fun of me, brat. Your mom's no better. You, your mom. No. Are you fucking kidding me? Just got an Xbox 360 last year.
Oh, Thomas! I've got good news, honey.
What, Mom? I'm all jacked up on Mobile COD and Mountain Dew. What do you want?
Your favorite band of all time, Skillet, just released a brand new song.
What? Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! 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 Oh shit! Oh yes! Oh yes! Yes!
They knew, didn't they? Skillet knew. They knew my year-end worst list was coming, and they just in time, in the nick of time, released the deluxe edition of their album Unleashed. How kind of them. This song is an utterly bad cheese fest made exclusively for Christian rock fans that would probably get amped up just by Skillet yelling, "God rules," over and over again. As a Christian myself, I am very, very picky about religiously inclined music, and Skillet's new song here, to me, it is horrendous. The entire song is about God getting them high and feeling high, like on drugs because of God. If that sounds good to you, then more power to you. But if you're on the sane side of things, then avoid this like the plague.
I ain't been getting high. Well, maybe a little, baby, I don't wanna lie. I know when you text me, girl, I don't always reply. Well, you're not an angel either, you can't even fly.
Kyle's strained and barely on key, even though he's using a ton of auto-tune singing style, might just be the worst vocal performance I've heard this entire year. I mean, what is this guy's talent again? Here come the "I'd like to see you make a better song" comments that I know have already flooded in up to this point. If only you knew how stupid that argument was. Look at it this way. Say a plumber comes to your house to fix a pipe, but instead of fixing the pipe, he gets high on the job and then breaks your sink. Is he doing the right thing? What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna now fix it yourself just because he didn't get the job done right? No, duh. I'm gonna call another plumber to get the job done accurately. Speaking of plumbing, this song belongs in the sewer system because it's complete shit. This song features Lil Yachty and it has him squawking about how his bitches come in pairs like his nutsack. Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case. come to our attention. You have. Whoa. Calm. Now listen. Are you gonna give us the information that we need?
I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Oh, really?
What are you gonna do?
Really didn't want to have to do this, but you sure you don't want to talk? Well, guess what? Neither did Fall Out Boy. Let's see how this chorus treats you.
No. No!
I'm sure a lot of you guys are shocked that this song isn't higher up on my list, but I have to be honest, I didn't know that a lot of these songs even existed that are higher up until I started working on this list in October. Young and Menace is still fucking rough, man. I mean, this thing is hard to listen to as it attempts to channel this feeling of being young and fighting against, something. I honestly still really don't know what this song's trying to say. The ear-bleed-inducing chorus shifts through pitches faster than your mind can keep up with and lasts for more than 40 seconds, longer than any normal chorus ever should. Of course, this is anything but normal, and it's not that abnormal, I don't feel like, for somebody who was a fan of Fall Out Boy's older work to maybe not be so inclined to this song. Oh, John, you're such a hater. If you really liked Fall Out Boy, you would like this song. First of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, if I like beautifully sung, well-written, guitar-driven Fall Out Boy music, then why would I ever be into this? I can't believe I'm still having to talk about these guys. Are they seriously still a thing? Did you hear that chorus? It sounds like somebody in kindergarten trying to learn the scales and they're singing them over and over again, but they can't do anything except for that annoying high octave, and then finally the teacher just gives up on them. I didn't even know that this song was a single this year until I started doing research for this list, and then I played it and I wanted to die. I wanted to die internally, and I wanted to remain on the outside so I could still bring you this video and still tell you how awful it is.
Like a back road, driving with my eyes closed. I know every curve like the back of my hand. Doing 15 and 30, I ain't in no hurry.
Any woman that's flattered by her man telling her that her body is like a dirt road in a small town should maybe rethink exactly what that phrase entails. It's no secret that for the most part, mainstream country has gotten dumb. Like Limp Bizkit levels of dumb, but in a I'm gonna fuck you in the back of my truck while driving down a dirt road at a small town while chugging a Bud Light type way. The bros have been dominating, and Sam Hunt is leading this pack of idiotic wolves. What does he have to offer us on this song? What exactly does he have up his sleeve? It's a song about driving a woman's body like it's a car. He can do it with his eyes closed. If he knows her body that well, he can do it with his eyes closed, then I am officially petitioning for Sam Hunt to release his sex tape. Him and his wife, they need to make one. I'd pay damn good money to watch this fool try to get it on with no sense of vision. We can call it the Body Like a Back Road challenge. The Chainsmokers attempt to make a pop rock song and talk about how moody women are. Then they claim to get fucked back to life every single night after they're being broken up with. How did we let this happen, America? How did we let them happen? Thunder, feel the thunder.
Oh my god.
Lightning.
He's been
and the
denying
thunder.
loving this song forever,
Thunder.
but I finally
Feel the
caught him.
thunder. Oh my god! No! It blows my mind that this only made it to number 5 on my list. I mean, what a terrible year mainstream music had. Imagine Dragons seemingly once had a soul. Even if it wasn't a super profound one, it was still something that I found to be not that awful, especially their first album. Fast forward a few years, and here I am, hating my fucking life every time I catch a trace of that damn thunder. The song sounds nothing like a band at all. It's just a buzzing bass during the verses and a spewing of vomit during the chorus, aka a ton of pitch shifts and Dan Reynolds saying thunder and lightning over and over and over again. Feel the thunder. Apparently this song is about how Reynolds was bullied as a kid, but it feels like anything but an explanation or an answer to that motive for songwriting. Imagine Dragons are very clearly a commercially motivated band, and it's just a shame as they waste their potential on bottom of the landfill garbage like this.
These hoes be dick riders and they gon' come out cause they let you fuck. These hoes be full of drama, but they always with the extra. These hoes they wake up, they begging. On the ground, they be fake flexing. These hoes they wake up, they broke. They mattresses be on the floor.
Danielle Bregoli, aka the Cash Me Outside girl, aka Bad Barbie, is now famous, all because she was a horrible person to her mother and everyone around her at the age of 13 on Dr. Phil. Instead of collectively going, this child needs serious help, what are we doing, let's not make her famous, we instead continued to meme her, we continued to talk about her, and we even followed her. We made her famous, we got her a record contract, and we are the reason that she's now rapping. When I say we, I actually mean you, because I didn't give this spoiled brat any of my attention until I was practically forced to. The biggest problem here is that even though so many of us clearly recognize the fact that she's horrible, we're lining the pockets of her managers, her label, and obviously her as we watch her videos, continue talking about her, etc. I really hope that this is the only time that I have to talk about her on my channel. I really do, because I don't plan to talk about her afterwards. I can't imagine a world in which a child who always gets her way, who is so spoiled, who treats everybody like they are beneath her, and always just has to have everything maybe just go her way and have everything done for her. I can't imagine living in a world where she rules the charts.
All my friends, whoa, come right in. Whoa, all my friends, we can take it all back again. Whoa, put your hands on it, and let me hear you say.
Dear Diary, day 92 since I released that damn song. None of my actual real-life friends have spoken to me since that day. Biggest regret of my life. Oh well, maybe one day they'll come around and we'll all sit by the campfire and sing. I already broke this apart limb by limb pretty much in my track review of the song, but for anybody who may have missed out on that, I'm gonna do a brief recap here. Adam Young resurrects Owl City by crafting some sort of city slicker country vibe that is then mixed with a summer church camp sing-along. Oh boy, what a joy that is. The backing vocals are some of the cringiest things that I have heard this entire year, and then it tries to craft up and concoct this cheesy, sing-along, just peachy keen spirit that reminds me of why I stopped going to youth retreats as a teenager. Stay away from me, Adam. I've heard a couple of the previews on the album. I know that those are much better than this, but you keep this song the hell away from me.
Play with that pussy like peekaboo, play with that pussy like peekaboo, play with that money like peekaboo, play with these bitches like peekaboo, broke ass bitch ass nigga, I'm not finna play with you, that's what these rappers do.
Play with that pussy like peekaboo, 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 play with that pussy like peekaboo.
They haven't stopped since they heard that Lil Yachty song.
Lil Yachty, you have the number 2 worst song of the year for the second year in a row. And you would have had number 1 too if it wasn't for that meddling. Just exactly how brain dead do you have to be to actually enjoy something like this? I genuinely wonder that sometimes.
Bruh, it's turn-up music. You don't understand what Lil Boat's all about.
Oh, I understand what he's all about perfectly. He makes mind-numbingly awful, repetitive, piss-poor excuses for music, says the same words over and over again, adds a lot of trap beats and bass, calls Migos up for a feature, slaps it all together, and apparently that's music, baby. Maybe to you it is, but not in my book, Yachty. Not in my book.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spent 3 racks on new chain. My bitch love do cocaine. Oh, you big dickhead on the Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Here we finally are, the worst song of 2017. Let's go through our checklist of what it takes to make a horrible trap rap song. Repetitive words and phrases that mean absolutely nothing. Derogatory terms used towards women. The glorification of drugs for recreational use. Young MC that thinks they somehow run the world. The slurage of words that somehow passes as rapping. Wow, it looks like our Lord and Savior Lil Pump dropped out of Harvard to make the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. I don't care what you say, there are no redeeming qualities to this song. Not even the beat, it literally goes nowhere. It's just looped over and over again, a bunch of deep bass that sounds like whenever you turn it up in your car too loud, or maybe on your friend's car, except they have shitty speakers so it doesn't sound good, and it's just a bunch of rattling noise. That's what this instrumental sounds like to me. And God knows, that's the only thing I can find myself focusing on because I can't pay attention to that ignorant set of lyrics that is the absolute worst thing that I have come across in a long time. It just makes me want to curl up into a ball and die.
Well, why don't you just do it already?
Ah, the comments section. I can see you coming from a mile away. Fuck Lil Pump. Fuck all of these talentless trap and SoundCloud rappers, and fuck this piece of shit song, Gucci Gang.
Thanks for watching the worst songs of 2017, guys. Be sure to drop a like on the video, and keep in mind, it's all just my opinion. If you saw some of your favorite songs on here, don't take it to heart. Make sure you subscribe if you're brand new here. And other than that, you can catch me on my socials linked in the description, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.